It's to the northwest of the Caribbean, to the island of Jamaica and to Kingston that we travel for the first semi-final in this World Cup between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. And it's a clash that everyone has been waiting for. For one side, the dream of owning the World Cup goes out the window today. For the other, it stays alive and a trip down to Barbados. This is 2 against 3 in this competition. Of course, tomorrow in St Lucia, Australia against South Africa. But for the moment, all eyes are here. Pitch looks a good one. It's been used before in this competition, but not for some 5 weeks, so plenty of time to prepare a nice even surface, one befitting such a huge occasion. And the toss, well, it was won by Mahela Jayawardene. He tossed the coin and Stephen Fleming called incorrectly. Mahela Jayawardene deciding to bat first. All the debate was about the top of the order, Atapatu or Taranga, and Taranga won the nod. And also the strength of the side batting-wise is emphasised by the canny Russell Arnold at number 7 and the newcomer Chamara Silva as well to complement the left-handers at the top of the order. And yes, Malinga is back, and so too Dilhara Fernando, who takes the place of the unlucky Maharu. For New Zealand, Shane Bond is fit. He's got over the gastric problems. Oram's heel is okay to play, and their conjecture point was Jetan Patel, and was he going to play? And yes, when the day dawned fine, New Zealand decided to play 2 spinners. Sri Lanka batting first then. It was their desire. New Zealand reliance Shane Bond to strike early with the new ball. Joining me in the commentary box for the first half hour, Michael Atherton.
Very experienced Rudy Kitson decides it's time to play. And that's a good start from Franklin, who can be a nervous type, can't he, Smithy?
He can, and the problem is when he pays, it's generally not in singles or twos. He generally is what you call a 4-ball bowler. His bad balls go to the boundary. So he'll be nervous. This is a huge stage for him. So only got 9 wickets at 5 and over. I think New Zealand would be pretty happy if he bowled his 10 for between 40 and 50. They'd be delighted, because he has been one bowler, I think, that opposition batsmen look to target somewhat to complement Bond.
Off the mark. Have to hurry, Taranga. Ross Taylor is very quick at cover. Jayasuriya now off the mark.
Boy, nervous. Sri Lanka's running between the wickets to begin with, and when you hit it to Ross Taylor's right hand, you are sort of taking a bit of a punt. It was a look at it. They're not happy about the calling. They've batted so often together, these two. It's just the importance of the occasion. Taylor's throw was well off the mark. It was wide, in fact, but had it been on track, or had a McCullum been able to get up there, that was dodgy business. Laid out of the blocks, Taranga. And Fleming knew a direct hit he would have been in business early.
Very fine and full. Not got it quite right yet, Shane Bond.
No, he's looking for the swing. He found it second ball when it went across, but he's bowling for it. And I just didn't see any from Franklin. He drifted a couple leg side-ish, and I haven't really seen marked swing either for Shane Bond. Now that'll please the Sri Lankan left-handers at the top of the order greatly, because if he's going to bowl that line, they can pick him off.
It's gone very fine again. Franklin doing the chasing. He can't get round. This is the second boundary in the over, and a poor start for Bond.
Well, this is the confrontation that everyone has been talking about here in Jamaica, probably too in Sri Lanka and New Zealand. Bond in the top order. And at the moment, the direction is not quite there. A wide and too many deliveries hovering around the pads. Just the start that young Taranga wanted this.
Always got these nervous little twitches at the crease.
Bowled him! What a moment, James Franklin. We thought it might have been Shane Bond who threatened, but it's James Franklin who's got rid of the danger man.
Well, maybe that was the moment. We were talking about it because this was the first shot in anger from Jayasuriya. And New Zealand have got the prize wicket. They have dreamt about getting Jayasuriya and seeing him walk back early on. This is a full-length delivery. Jayasuriya is looking to hoist it away through mid-wicket across the line, and he simply hadn't been in long enough to gauge anything about that shot. It was a risk that didn't pay off on a big occasion. The champion goes for one. It's 13 for one.
There we go. Taranga gets one away, just opens the face and steers it through point. It's the third boundary. 26 for one.
Well, the man they were worried about, the man they were debating about till I think as late as about 50 minutes before kick-off this morning, is playing a very good knock early on here, because he's been very decisive, Taranga, in all his movements. He's been positive onto the front foot, he's looked good off the back foot, and maybe today is his day to come right.
Down to third man again, and it's a short boundary down there. Bond not happy. A boundary to complete the sixth over.
Drives beautifully past the man in front, and that's running down to the boundary. Vettori after it, he won't get there.
Turning into a good over here. Just where Sri Lanka need it to take the initiative of the start. Too full, out of the middle of the bat. Filden was a little bit slow. It was not very wide of him, but the timing was quite brilliant.
Oh, that was in the air for a while, just over the fielder's outstretched hands. Picks up 4 runs.
Well, here's the game of cat and mouse that New Zealand captain is playing with Taranga. He knows he'll go for it. He's got a tall man bowling. Hit on the up. Very hard to control that and keep it down. He's got an umbrella field. He's got 4 people all looking to take a catch somewhere in this area. This one behind square and just goes over the top. Is it Taranga's day?
Oh, he's got away with that one again without a slip cord, no one in the catching region. He could do that without too much risk. Oh, in the air, but again wide off the fielder, dropping wide, and that's running down with Vettori after it. He can't get to it. Oh, that was close. But again, he gets inside edge and running down for 4. Again, showing the quality of the pitch and also the value one gets for any shot.
Fortune is favouring Sri Lanka. Got mistimed strokes through gaps. Over the top of fieldsmen. Outside edges going for 4. Now inside edges. These ones really hurt you as a bowler. Reached the feet, so maybe fortune favours the brave. He pulled out of the shot late. Got enough of the bat on it, to the frustration of Oram.
Soft. Really is soft. It's probably good reward for Franklin. Sangakkara will be kicking himself. That was a giveaway. It really was on this important occasion.
Well, he obviously was trying to lift the tempo here, Kumar Sangakkara. Perhaps thought it was time to try and lift the scoring rate. Don't think it was necessary at this point, though. They're going at just about 5 runs and over. Used his feet, didn't quite get close enough to the pitch. And of course, the timing wasn't on. Franklin strikes again. He has taken both wickets now. It's 6-7 for 2.
It's a good way for Sri Lanka to end the over. 75 for 2.
Misfield, Hamish Marshall, and you don't see that very often. In the park, it seems, for Craig McMillan, but in the background you see people Taranga, and that acknowledgement of 50 goes all the way back to Colombo.
It does indeed, under pressure for his place before today's game. There was a long selection meeting between the captain, coach and a couple of the selectors before the start of play. Many people thought that Marvin Atapatu might come in for Taranga, but he's kept his place. He's repaid the selectors' faith with a 51-ball half-century.
Here's Vettori. Mix up. Taylor didn't quite handle it carefully. Oh boy, if he had picked that up, he may well have been a chance. A real mix-up there. Jayawardene under threat.
Jayawardene holding up his hand as if to say, my fault, don't worry, Uppal. But Jayawardene had got a long way down. Taylor, just a little fumble there, otherwise Jayawardene might have been in trouble.
Was this round the wicket line, that Daniel Vettori, which sort of cuts down a couple of angles. Had he stayed in the hand, Taylor would have been in business. That's a great shot. Not easy to play. Did it go the whole way? It was just simply magnificent.
Wonderful shot. And the footwork started the stroke, and then it was the wrists that finished it, just opening the blade. Skips down the pitch and opens up that offside with wonderful use of the wrists.
And he has some luck, and that might well race away for 4. It does beat Shane Bond's dive, so Sri Lanka, for them, invaluable, that stuff. 12 off the over, 99 for 2. Half done, the Sri Lankan innings, 25 overs gone, 111 for 2. They've got a good foundation. Bowler around his legs. It's gone past Taranga, so the conversion rate will not be improved upon today, and that's a valuable wicket.
I think Taranga will be disappointed with himself. Expert players of spin, of course, the Sri Lankans, but he played this sweep shot badly. Got his front foot too far across and exposed the middle and leg stumps behind his front pad, and Vettori's quicker ball, quicker and flatter, and speared in. You just see how far he's gone across there, Taranga, and you can almost see off stump behind his front leg. So it's a poor stroke, but it is a key wicket for New Zealand, given Taranga's excellent conversion rate and the fact that he was set. Well played though, 73 Uppal Taranga, 111 for 3.
First boundary for Jayawardene. And it's taken him all of 48 deliveries to find the rope.
To find the rope, he had to get good placement. He had to find the gap between the man at fine leg and backward square. And it wasn't a huge gap, but he had plenty of time. It wasn't a great delivery by Starris, and he picked that gap and picked it beautifully.
The boundaries here are not the biggest, but I think that would have gone for 6 on most grounds the world over. He's a little pocket rocket.
How good is this man's wrists? This is almost a little wristy poke. Quite full, picked it up, had to get the wrist through it to pick it into the air, and it went a long, long way. They're not huge boundaries, but that's gone up onto the second floor of the Kingston Cricket Club. He's got a lot of unfinished business in his mind, I think, Shane Bond, because of the injuries. But he's shown he can still be effective at a lesser pace. That's worth the yell, and he's effective, all right, whatever pace, because he's made the breakthrough.
It was a funny noise. I thought that it might have been ball and stump. It wasn't. So I'm just wondering if there was bat involved because of the funny noise that I heard. Jayawardene seemed to think that he couldn't believe it. Oh my, that's why there was a funny noise. I thought it was ball and wood. It wasn't stump. It was a thick inside edge. not the best decision that Rudy Kirsten would have made. An understatement, really. Jamar Silva's gone for 21, 152 for 4.
Big inside edge, ball goes between his legs, goes down the fine leg, and he's wearing an earpiece. That earpiece is supposed to enhance the sound coming into the microphones at the batsman's end, so that the umpires can hear exactly what has taken place. Someone had better test the one Rudy Kirsten has. It's 156 for 4. That's a good shot. That's a very good shot.
His entry is timely. Dilshan is a good player off spin. As soon as saw there was width, he was very quickly onto it, latched onto it very fast. Sri Lanka need boundaries at this stage.
It's gone very fine. Again, it's not a long boundary, and it goes all the way.
That is the way Dilshan plays. Patel, although surprised, he does get runs in that fashion. He's all the time looking for opportunities. That's spotted for a while, but he got enough bat low down on his back. Enough ball low down and raced down to the boundary.
That's a close call. Not out, says Rudy.
Got the feeling that did pitch on line. Did it turn sufficiently to meet leg stump?
Perhaps drifting down leg. Not absolutely sure. Hit him in line, but perhaps drifting past the leg. Possibility. That's a good shot again. That's gone well in front of square. James Franklin out there. He does well. They're looking for the third. Sri Lanka not on though. Powerful throw. Good over. They get 9 again from that over. It's 208 for 4.
Played by Dilshan.
It's a quick outfield. It's a really quick outfield.
Big appeal, gone. It's 2 straight. Not sure Dilshan is too happy. Looking to get down and paddle it fine. But he's on his way back.
Well, I felt Dilshan feels this ball was headed down the leg side. He premeditated the stroke. He was going to play the stroke no matter where the ball was going. And I feel he thought in his mind, okay, missed it, but the line he got right. Let's just have a look at this. Angle, oh dear. Dilshan's right, and he's right by a long, long way. Doesn't matter if he's right, he's got to leave the park. He's out for 30, it's 233 for 5. Psyche, his mental approach, almost perfect. What a stroke to bring up your 100, what a time to play it.
Bond will bowl the last over, and once again it's not a good ball. It's wide, it's short, it's been smashed away over backward point. Jeetan Patel coming round, can't get there, it's gone all the way. It's brilliant batting from the Sri Lankan captain.
Patel, the fieldsman down there, I think has indicated it went for 6. Just waiting for confirmation. But what it was again from Jayawardene was placement. He got the one he wanted. It was a high full toss. You're on 100, you're going to pick those off, and he's picked the gap perfectly.
Arnold's looking for that gap, he eyed it up, he just had a little look over his shoulder before Bond started to run in. It's lovely batting.
just slightly out of his crease now, toying with Bond's length. Full toss, hit down the ground. There'll only be a single to finish. But it's been an excellent last 10 overs for Sri Lanka. They've got themselves up to 289 for 5. And I think that will be a very happy Sri Lankan dressing room.
Well, you'll live a long time and you might watch a lot of cricket in the process before you see a better innings than that of Mahela Jayawardene. 115 from 109. It was slow at the beginning, but beautifully paced as he eased his side into a position of real strength. And that was after Taranga's 73 from 74. Boy, did he answer his critics. And also contributions from Silva, Dilshan and Russell Arnold. They only used the 7 batsmen, and that's what one-day cricket is all about. It was a superbly paced, superbly judged performance. 2 for 46 for Franklin. Bond 1 for 59, not his day at all. Neither that for Jacob Oram, 1 for 60. 1 for 51 Vittori, none for 62 Patel, and Styris only 1 over because of a hand injury, and no McMillan at all because he went off the park very early on in the piece. So Stephen Fleming a little hampered by that. New Zealand then to stay in the World Cup, to break this horrible run of being beaten in the semi-final, need 290 runs to win at 5.80 runs per over. And you suspect against the Sri Lankan bowling attack, which is packed full of variety, packed full of experience, if they do this, they're going to have to perform really an innings out of the very top drawer. We'll see how they start after the break.
It's Fulton on strike. Here's the first delivery. Oh, a bit of an inside edge, I think. A bit of movement there for Chaminda Vaas.
Conditions a bit overcast, so one might imagine that there would be movement for Chaminda Vaas, who's a master at swinging the ball. Some grey clouds, but no imminent signs of rain as such.
That's a close call. Was there some bat involved? Must have been.
There was 2 noises, and that indicated bat. But again, a good delivery. Chaminda Vaas making the ball do plenty, coming into the right-handed batsman.
Bit of swing. Big inside edge. That would have been plumb in front, but for that inside edge. Well, it's gone past slip. Well, he's off the mark anyway.
Again, showing that Fleming was uneasy right from the beginning. He virtually marched into that delivery. They didn't have much control at all.
Right through him, big shout, and here comes a slow left hand. Rudy has given him out.
Yes, that really ripped through him. He's not quite sure whether he touched it, but there was 2 sounds, and umpire Rudy Kirsten had no hesitation. There was speed, almost 143 k's per hour.
Well, the captain was a little bit reluctant. It came back sharply, and there was nowhere near to the bat. Just brushing the top of off stump. That was a good delivery. There had to be a little bit of doubt in that. Malinga had no doubt though, and Fleming has to go. It's 2 for 1. Well, it's a close call. Well, he's gone. Oh, I think he just might have made it back. Not too sure what he was thinking about there. It's 3 for 1.
Yes, there's confusion in the minds of the New Zealanders. Taylor just felt that Sangakkara had left that, or let that through, and the throw really didn't come hard enough. Just scampered back, and that desperate dive just getting him in.
Wow. pace, movement, everything. It's gone all the way. It blew away Sangakkara's gloves.
That was quick. In fact, it even took Sangakkara by surprise. He has been very, very reliable throughout. But that Rayado flew off the pitch, and the pitch also responded.
Oh, not sure if that's keeping your head, Michael.
I'm sure he wasn't listening up there, Smithy. I'd say his mind is a bit scrambled right now.
There's a double dose with some toast underneath. That's at the moment. Brilliant ball, it's called. Well, Malinga's even smiling about this contest. It's freakish stuff. Ross Taylor says to heck with that. Taylor gets a boundary, that'll feel mighty good. Square of the wicket. Finally something close to the middle of the bat, he says.
And a rare bad ball from Chaminda Vaas. Virtually everything pitched in line with the stumps, if you like. This was wide and enabled Ross Taylor to just free his arms, which is what he was trying to do to Lasith Malinga in the last over. Plenty of sweat running down the cheeks of Chaminda Vaas.
Great shot for 4. Game's changed. Malinga's out of the attack, and great sigh of relief all round.
Well, we've gone from 2 swing bowlers to a taller, hit the deck type of bowler in Dilhara Fernando. Vaas and Malinga genuine swing bowlers, and the conditions to suit are there for them. But Fernando's not really a swing bowler. He looks to hit the deck hard. He's got an excellent slower ball, but he won't get the same amount of lateral movement as Vaas and Malinga, and therefore things will get easier for the 2 batsmen.
That's close. That's real close. Yeah, he's gone, Ross Taylor. He tried to invent something. He had just had to try and break the shackles. And in the end, the accuracy of Chaminda Vaas, and we've pointed it out so often, has come to fruition.
Pressure, the effects of pressure on the mind of a batsman. Ross Taylor, it just didn't quite happen for him. He couldn't get bat on ball. He was feeling it. Did that come back enough? I'm not so sure it did. Not entirely sure. The umpires are having a good day today. There are 2 very good ones out there, but there's 1 or 2 bad decisions been given. Hawkeye suggesting that ball didn't come back enough, but it's reward for the excellent and persevering Chaminda Vaas. Ross Taylor gone for 9.
That's 4. Fine leg up inside the circle, and Murali can't get that.
It's difficult from around the wicket with this field, with the fine leg up. There's not much margin for error for Dilhara Fernando, because he's going to be pitching leg stump or thereabouts, and that will give the batsman the opportunity to work the gap. Muralitharan, the only fielder in that area where the leg glance would go.
This is a shot that Styris plays well, and he makes up his mind early. He looks for length. He looks for anything that's good length. Gives him the leverage to swing it away on the onside.
What a strike. It was shots like that that Jayawardene have played towards the end of his innings. I wonder if Styris can reproduce or match it.
Really good blow. We saw Scott Styris play, well, perhaps a similar stroke, but dragged it wider in the last over. This time he had the width. It was fractionally fuller. He went straight or over long on, and he went all the way as well.
So no ball nevertheless, so it's in vain for Murali. Murali doesn't know that. Yes, Simon Tuffle has the arms outstretched, and the disappointment will be on the face now. Yes, there it is. Big effort, but all in vain.
But there is a no ball. When you've got old legs like this, you celebrate making the yards across the ground. It was a huge no ball. A massive no ball. Just missed time, looking to go in the air, didn't get it at all, lobbed it up there. Murali took a fantastic catch, didn't count.
And the no balls continue, but this time salt in the wound. Styrus has bumped it into the crowd at the northern end. This is good for New Zealand. It really is. They've targeted their man Dilhara Fernando and is paying rich dividends here.
"20 runs off the overs so far, and it couldn't come at a better time." All of a sudden, the belief in the New Zealand camp, the belief of Fulton, Styrus has got to be growing. They've targeted their man and they're taking to him. Fulton, 38 runs now.
Lovely shot, great use of the feet, and that's hit straight down the ground. What a tribute, great shot.
It was a Doosra. Seemed to be well picked by Scott Styrus, who's in the form of his life. There it is, the Doosra. It just held up a fraction on the pitch, but Styrus was hitting straight enough in any case.
This is the reason why he's the man who's been amongst the runs in this World Cup. And looking for a climax here. It's a great shot. Picked up the Doosra straight away on the line.
And there's one. When they needed a wicket, Jayawardene turns to Dilshan, the unlikely form of Tilakaratne Dilshan, and the move has paid off.
It has paid off. You could see that as soon as Dilshan was brought into the attack, the feeling in the New Zealand camp, Styrus and Fulton, they were looking to try and push the runs, because Muralitharan, they've always viewed him with suspicion, and the liberties, again, not paying off. Looking to chip it over that mid-wicket, a short mid-wicket. Just not enough. And Jayawardene, he clings on to that catch with a lot of glee. You could see the delight in Dilshan. He's done a job for the captain. Styrus departs. New Zealand 105 for 3.
Balls, he just hit Muralitharan over his head for 6. It's almost in the, you could say, nearly in the form of his life. Everything he touched turned to gold in this tournament, and then this. Just an innocuous off-spinner from Dilshan. Maybe a hint of turn that just took it away from the middle of the bat and clipping it in the air to Jayawardene. A delighted Jayawardene and a completely disconsolate Styrus. Has he caught it? He has. It was the Doosra again. Not sure Oram picked it. And he just popped it straight back to Muralitharan, who generally is very good off his own bowling, diving away to his right. A big moment.
His 50th World Cup wicket. He doesn't miss many, particularly off his own bowling. And again, a diving catch. Almost at the non-striker. Again, the Doosra, as you would see. Picked it up. Yes, I think he juggled it virtually. It came off his right hand and then fell onto the left one. So again, another wicket. Oram's gone for 3, New Zealand 114 for 4.
That was the end of Jacob Oram looking to steer the ball through extra cover, and it was a thick inside edge because it was a Doosra. And Murali went right-handed. It popped out into the left hand. Oh, it's all going wrong for New Zealand. It's all going wrong. Jayasuriya now, Jayasuriya and Shamara Silva have joined together to create further havoc.
This innings is turning out to be in tatters now. And this time it is Jayasuriya. The Sri Lankans have regrouped and regrouped well. Fulton not reading it properly, playing a little too early. And providing the simplest of catches, this time to Chamara De Silva once again. So Jayasuriya has struck. Fulton's gone after a good innings of 46. New Zealand 115 for 6.
Sri Lanka, of course, no strangers to World Cup hat-tricks. Chaminda Vaas has one. Lasith Malinga has one. Can Muttiah Muralitharan join that select band? No. That is close. I don't think he's playing a shot, and the finger goes up. Vettori can't believe it. He stood there in disgust. But it was close. It was a doosra again. It pitched in line and it straightened, and I don't think Vettori's bat was anywhere near the ball.
There's a question was, did he play a shot, or how far that was that front foot down the pitch? But again, the doosra, Muralitharan doosra is very much on line, on off stump, and the chances are that it could hit. But, just have a look at it.
Well, Vettori's playing for the spin because he's playing well outside the line, but it's the doosra. Does it pitch in line? It does. Has it straightened enough? Well, it's certainly straightened. The question is, has it straightened enough? Murali thinks so. He's got the finger up already. And Rudy Kurtzen agreed. And Daniel Vettori, he goes for none. And the New Zealand innings is in tatters now, 116 for 7.
Well.
Mowed that. He's in some pain. This gave him a whole heap of pain, but he hit it well.
He's realized that he's need to make some effort somewhere, change the pattern. Half-fit Macmillan, but he's hit that in the middle. That's cleared a few rows.
Macmillan smashed that straight to 6. Simple as that. Just a little bit of room. He's a belligerent fellow, yeah. Just a shrug of the shoulders to say, why not?
That's a lot of power. Not a long boundary, but it still takes some power to get it that far.
Oh! Bowled him. So he has the final say. Jayasuriya, he tried to invent once too often, the Craig McMillan, and the stumps have been rattled.
I think we'll find that that delivery was a bit quicker than the previous one, and perhaps a touch fuller as well. Made the necessary adjustment here, Jayasuriya. In fact, it seemed as if he was bowling a seamer there. It didn't try to spin the ball in any way. A quicker delivery, a fuller delivery. 144 for 8.
And he's been bowled here by the off-spinner from Murali, straight through the gate.
Well, the top order batsmen find it difficult to pick Muttiah Muralitharan, so certainly you don't expect the lower order batsmen, the bowlers, to be any better. A genuine off-spinner, pitching and spinning back and getting between the bat and the pad. Perhaps playing for the doosra or the straight ball there, Shane Bond. He now has to go. 9 wickets down, 149 on the board.
Murali would have held hopes. He already took one catch off a no ball and then held a sparkling one himself, and he thought he was in the money again.
That was forcibly hit very, very strongly. Went over his head, but again the effort, despite the fact that that was going way over him. Oh, that was nicely played. That's really the way one must approach someone like Malinga. Anything which is bouncy outside the line of the stumps, you need to get the ball to do the work using its pace. That's brilliantly hit down the ground, right at the top of the stand there. the side screen. Looking to recover or pull back some prestige. Not caving in. Just that they've lost 9 wickets.
Another 4. He's gone past a little while ago his highest one-day international score, Jitem Patel.
Had some good-looking shots. That in particular was a good one. Just came down to Jayasuriya, who saw him coming down, and that brings up the 50-run partnership for the 10th wicket.
This could be the end of it. It's taken. Dilhara Fernando takes the catch. And Sri Lanka are through to the final of World Cup 2007.
Handshakes all around, and you could see the happiness, the huddle at the end of it. Maybe a silent prayer. And the Sri Lankans have now worked their way to the final of this 2007 World Cup. And there's disappointment in the New Zealanders. They're waiting in the middle for the handshakes, the final ones, and the dressing room. You could see embraces, maybe a tear shed.
Well, New Zealand always in trouble after the early loss of Stephen Fleming and then Ross Taylor, who had a day to forget against the skill of Malinga. It was left to Peter Fulton and Scott Styris to get some stability and provide a foundation. They got that to the point of being 105 for 2. And New Zealand, well, they had a sniff there, they looked likely. But in came Dilshan with the wicket of Styris. Back came Murali with 2 wickets and 2 balls. And in the end, after a 10th wicket partnership of some credibility, New Zealand got to 208. But not even in the hunt. Vast was straight as usual. The pitch map was small, throw a hanky over it. 1 for 25. Malinga 1 for 21 from 7. The absence from the game did him no harm at all. Fernando was a problem issue for them going ahead. 4 wickets though to Murali, who was quite outstanding and got some great backup too from Jayasuriya and of course Dilshan. So 289 for 5, plays 208. Sri Lanka win the match by 81 runs. Commentary team had no problem at all deciding on the man of the match, and that was the skipper Mahela Jayawardene with a beautifully worked, beautifully crafted, paced innings through to an unbeaten century, which guided his team, and which was always going to be way too imposing for the New Zealand lineup. The joy was on his face, and in the end he was quite reflective in the end about his day, but very much in favour of the way his boys had gone about it. So this time round New Zealand will not be once again lifting the World Cup. They're 0 for 5 in semi-finals, and the old saying 4 more years applies to them. That's how long they're going to have to wait. Sri Lanka, from their part, they might only have to wait 2 or 3 days. They are at the top of their game, and whoever wins tomorrow between South Africa and Australia and St Lucia, they better be at their best come Barbados. From beautiful Sabina Park and my last look here at the World Cup this time around as well, we say good evening to you all.